EliteConversations.com. EliteConversations.com. EliteConversations.com.
Hello, thank you for joining another episode of Elite Conversations Unplugged. I am Darrell Spears. I am your host tonight, and we're here with Miss Charloltte Van Horn, a wonderful entrepreneur, international entrepreneur, is going to talk a little bit about her experiences for providing a great experience for women who care about their hair and who want to look good and feel good. So thank you for joining us this evening.
Glad to be here. Absolutely glad to be here.
Absolutely. And like I say, you are an entrepreneur, you're an inventor, you're a creator, and not only an entrepreneur here, but internationally. So I want to talk a little bit about this new wonderful business called Locks Forever. Tell us a little bit about Locks Forever and how you got started.
Well, my husband and I are going to retire to Panama at some point, and I have to give a shout out to my husband. Alfredo Gibbs Van Horn is just the best. Awesome. A lot of what I do is because he is the wind beneath my wings. That's for great. Real, and I appreciate my husband a lot for just having faith in me. But in moving to Panama, I knew that I wouldn't be able to continue to do the things that I do here because my Spanish is not too good looking, and I know that, I do administrative work here and I don't know Spanish that way. So I thought about my sister-in-laws and just African descent women in Panama. Panama is very wet. It rains like 9 months out the year, and you know how our hair is in the rain. It gets, it gets wet, it shrinks up. We just can't get wet and keep going about our business. Right. We're gonna have to stop and take care of things. And so, Panama may not be ready for Sister Locks at this time, but I thought, you know what? I'll just start now. I'll try to learn how to do Sister Locks, as I think it would be a great system for them. I went to the training. The Sister Locks has a 4-day training class, and I scheduled my training in Baltimore. And I just can remember leaving and almost being in tears because it was 4 days of stuff that was just way over my head, and I just thought I'll never do this. But I went home, and I finished that first mannequin. And then I finished a second mannequin, and then I finished another mannequin, and then I did my first client. And that is how Locks Forever got started. So that was back in 2012.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. So share with me, along with hundreds of other men out there, what's Sister Locks? How do you apply it, and explain what that is for those that are watching.
And it's not just men. I just met a beautiful sister tonight that, she lives right here in the DMV, and she did not know what Sister Locks was. So that's fine. Yeah. Sister Locks is a locking technique that is done with a tool and is applied in the hair through precision parting of a grid on your head. And so it's very specific, but but your hair is actually, when you get done, my hair is Sister Locks. Okay. So my hair is basically like a dreadlock, but it's a lot smaller. And so we got very uniform small parting sections to get Sister Locks this way. Sister Locks is not done with extension hair. Typically you need about 1.5 inches to 2 inches of hair to start Sister Locks, and and go from there. But there's no extensions. It's a wonderful system because we can curl our hair. We can do almost anything we did with our hair with a perm.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, but it's our natural hair. My hair can get wet in the rain. It's because it's going to stay in the locks. And not only that, when your hair is locked, our head, a dermatologist told me one time that our hair basically grows and breaks at the same rate. So that's why a lot of times our hair doesn't grow real long. Okay. But when you lock your hair encases and mats, and instead of to get the lock, and instead of the hair falling on the floor or losing your hair from combing and brushing it, it stays within the lock. So you keep more of your hair. So that's basically what Sister Locks is.
It sounds like it's a very sophisticated process. So you say you have to get certified to even be able to
and it is. It is a sophisticated process. It is not just willy-nilly at all. We are bound by restrictions Sister locks restrictions for size. If a lock apart is larger than a certain size, it is no longer a sister lock.
Wow.
Dr. Joanne Cornwell is out of San Diego, and she created sister locks. And she created sister locks, and then she created a training system, and she created the certification, and now she's doing things with trichology, and just continuing to grow. And more people are learning about it. And once women get it, 9 times out of 10, they never go back. They never go back.
Wow. And you say you really got into this out of a need that you saw that needed to be fulfilled.
Yes.
Was it easy going from corporate America? And I mean, you set up your own shop, you did all that good stuff. You really stepped out there.
Well, I did, and but what I say about that is this whole thing that I've built. Darrell, I don't take a lot of credit for it at all. Matter of fact, I take no credit for it at all, because it's all God. Really, I give God all the glory for everything that has transpired, because when I set out and went to this training, there's no way that I could have had a business plan or any plan that said I'm going to do in a year I'm going to do this, and in 2 years. It's been organic, and it's almost like God has just opened one door after another, and I have just had the faith and the courage to step in. And then sometimes I step in the door and then leave certain things behind, but he continues to open other doors. I was working when I went for my training, I was working 37.5 hours a week downtown DC for a firm that I had been at for several years. And I didn't just step off.
Right.
I didn't. I started as the business started to build, I went from a 5-day work week to a 4-day work week. And that would give me an extra day to work my business, And then after that, I was like, I'm ready for a 3-day work week. So I went to a 3-day work week, and it's still, it's just kind of stepping it down. If I had just went from my income to, I'm just going to do this full time, it would have been like jumping off a cliff. But it was nothing but God that led me to do it one step at a time. So where I really didn't even feel the pain in the paycheck. And it helped me to transition.
And I think that's awesome. You really are educating those out there, because there are a lot of folks that are looking to move out of corporate America to doing their own thing, and you don't have to just jump. You did. It was a great thing. You took it a step at a time, and you reduced your corporate side and kept increasing the business side until you were ready to move forward. So at what point did you open up the shop? Now you have a beautiful salon and shop.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, another thing was when I started doing Sister Locks, we were living in Fredericksburg, Virginia, Spotsylvania County, and their, at-home, in-home business restrictions are like none. Okay, I mean, really, you just, really had a lot of flexibility. When we moved to Prince William County, not so much. And basically, if I was going to take my business and to build it to what I wanted to build it, I was going to have to go commercial, because you could not have customers come to your home unless you were in a single family home with 5,000 square feet around it, something crazy like that.
Wow.
And I wasn't in that situation. And I knew that if we were going to move, I could not go forward looking over my shoulder, and so I said, I'm just going to have to do this. So the first commercial location that I got was in February 2014. So I had my training. It was a little less than 2 years. And it was not, I would say it was not the Taj Mahal, but it was mine,
That's right.
And I was not even making the rent when I moved in there. So when I moved in there, I knew I had to step it up, and that's what I did. And that's when I started, breaking down. I got certified, and that's when I started breaking down my corporate responsibilities, as far as the days that I worked. And even after a year, it wasn't the best case situation, and some things about the environment there just kind of I didn't like. But after the first year, I could afford to move, but I didn't. And again, it was just the Holy Spirit saying that it's not time. It's not time. And so I stayed another year. And I stayed another year, and then I was really ready to move, and I found this new location. And so we moved in the new location. We started a lease in January of 2016. And we actually moved in February of 2016. And just, again, God just blessed, you know, and we ended up buying that location by September of 2016. And it was just like, I couldn't have put that in a business plan. I just could not have done it. And we actually have a residential unit too on top of it. So it was just like too good to be true.
That's awesome, but it came about, and we're going to show a clip in just a minute, but it came about by you having the discipline and really sticking to your guns and how you wanted to do it. Like I say, you could have jumped the gun that first year and probably not even found a place you would have been.
No, it wouldn't have been.
And that's good that you took the faith, and that's why sometimes you really have to wait and hear from God to take that next step and not just go because you feel like it's time to go. But the patience was good. So let's just
it hasn't always been my virtue.
Mine either. Believe me, we grow and learn through the process, and that's one of the greatest things about being an entrepreneur is you constantly learning every day. I'm learning something new. It's just like, wow.
Every day.
You know, it's just amazing. But we want to share a quick clip of your location and just the wonderful things that are happening there. Let's take a look at it. Wow, that's excellent. Great video. And it really told the story. I mean, it's a salon, but to me, just looking at it, I mean, it felt like a place where people just want to go and hang out and kick the shoes off. I mean, you put a lot of attention and love in. I saw the pictures and all that good things. Talk a little bit about that. That's
actually, to be honest, I felt a little emotional looking at that because, well, first of all, Elite Ego, I got to give him a shout out. He is the photographer that put that video together for me. He did it on the day that we had our grand opening there. And when I started the salon, I bought a waterfall, and everything in the salon after that just kind of centered around that waterfall because that was the feeling that I wanted to invoke for people. And the other thing that I see when I look at that video is that everything, so many of the things that I see there have such personal meaning. You know, they're gifts, you know, from, they're gifts from people, and just, you know, picture of my mother and, you know, my daughter and, you know, back when I wore my hair like boy cut short. And it's just everything, you're right, everything that goes in there is placed with love and thought.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So let's take a quick minute for those women now. You got them all excited. They're ready for their locks and all that good stuff. Talk a little bit about the consultation process and just, you know, is this not walking into the shop and getting it done and leaving? What's the process of getting the locks?
Well, sister locks are sold in a package, and it's a 3-part package. The first part is your consultation. The second part is your installation, or some people call it an establishment, and that's when the locks are actually placed in your hair. And then the third part is a maintenance visit. So the package comes with 3 visits. And then you also get a Sister Lock starter kit that gives you your first bottle of Sister Lock starter shampoo and some information and different things to help you as you begin your journey. And as far as the Sister Lock products go, the Sister Lock starter shampoo is very important to assist your hair in locking, getting the locking process started. Different Sister Lock consultants charge different things. Sister Locks Corporation does not mandate what we charge. They make recommendations, but that's it. For Locks Forever, at this current time, you know, our fee is $650 for up to the first 4 inches of hair, and then $40 for each additional inch, and then our retightening fee is $30 an hour. Our consultation fee is $25. And when you come in for your consultation, you come in and we go over the Sister Locks process with you. We go over your hair care history with you. We talk about acceptance issues, which is a really interesting thing that I learned on training, is that you have to be ready. You know, once Sister Locks are put in your hair, I mean, they can be taken out. You can hire a professional braider. You can hire a professional braider, or you can take them out yourself, but it's going to take a long time. You could also cut them out. That's the other option. So you can let them grow out some and then cut your hair back short again. But we want to make sure that you're not even thinking about taking them out when you get them in. So we kind of make that assessment at the consultation and make sure that your husband, your co-workers, your church members, that you're not going to be bothered if they don't like your hair.
Right,
so if you got acceptance issues, we need to deal with that then. At the consultation, you're given a sample locks, and like no professional would put 400 plus, in most cases, Sister Locks in your hair without testing a section of the hair. So we test it, we put the sample locks in there and give you your price, and it just depends on your particular hair, and then we go from there. Then we set you up with an installation date, and if you want an installation date, that means that it's going to take 2 days. We're going to set aside 2 days. If you have a large head with a lot of hair on it, or if you have a lot of length, we might establish at the consultation that we're going to need 3 days. So whatever that is, we establish it at that time. We establish price and everything, and then we go from there. And then you get ready to get locked and loaded. Yes.
Wow, that's a serious process, but it's
really
an investment.
Is.
It's an investment in yourself.
It is an investment, and I deliberately spoke about the price because a lot of people are very curious about it, and people have always heard, I can't do them Sister Locks, they too expensive. But like I said, everybody's price is different, and prices change over the years and everything. But when you consider that when you get Sister Locks, you're going to throw out all those products. All the money that you're spending on products, all the money that you're spending having somebody braid your hair every 4 weeks, and then you got to sit and take it out. The money that you're spending for weave hair, the money that you're spending for somebody to put that in. Believe me, by the time you make that initial investment, and that's the thing that scares people, the initial investment.
Right.
But when you see the work that goes into it, that's why people pay.
Exactly.
Because they don't want to do it. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, like I say, as much as hair costs these days, 3 visits to the beauty salon and you pay for it.
That's it. And you don't. And then
amazing.
Afterwards, it's just maintenance.
Yeah.
It's just maintenance. And after you have your locks in, like I said, the first visit is included in the package. So after you have your locks in, initially we're going to have you come back about every 4 weeks because we want to make sure that we watch and make sure that your hair is settling properly and kind of just troubleshoot any issues before they get out of control. But as your hair starts to settle, I mean, you can be on a 6 or 8 week schedule.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
And like you say, you have sister locks companies all over, but Locks Forever is very unique. I mean, we're talking to an inventor here. I mean, it's rare that you have somebody that has a patent in hand.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that. Talk a little bit about your product and some of the uniqueness that comes out of Locks Forever.
Okay. Again, I give God all the glory. And I just can't never beat that enough. I'm telling you, I can't. And the thing is, I haven't been doing hair all the time. You know, this was new for me. I started doing hair when I started doing sister locks. That was it. And I would go, you know, when I got my hair done, you know, if I didn't wear braids a lot, but if I got braids, it was so painful. It was so, and I'm not tender-headed at all. And we in the African-American community know exactly what tender-headed is. I'm not tender-headed at all, but it was very painful. But some of the braiders, they just act like you're not dying there in their chair. You know, they taking a little piece of your thoughts with every braid. And but they act like, you know, I couldn't do it. And even though sister locks are extremely gentle, very gentle, some people have very tender scalps. And it just, I feel like personally, I wasn't doing as good of a job on their hair, because even though sister locks doesn't, it's not very tight, you have to apply the correct amount of pressure or tension in order that the locks don't buckle or have holes and things like that. And so one day I was doing a client's hair, and it was before I had to go to a dental appointment. And this client was one of these, I mean, nail biter. I mean, she would just be, it was so hard doing her hair. And I thought to myself, poor thing. I'd never been tender-headed. And I thought to myself, poor thing. And then I remembered that I had to go to the dentist, which is where I get to do this, right? And I said, but you know what? They give me something for that. That's when God gave me the idea for an invention. And I started to research natural ways that I could soothe the scalp and deal with the tender-headed issue. And when I started Googling and looking, I saw a lot that dealt with the hair. You know, okay, you want to use this conditioner and make sure that so that the hair can comb through more easily. But that's kind of the hair. And you're going to take some of the pressure off of the scalp by doing that, but you're really dealing with the scalp.
With the scalp.
You know, and so that's what my product does. It deals with the scalp. And it's, you know, you apply it to the scalp, the small area of hair that you're working with, and you massage it in, and then it has worked wonders for my clients that are tender-headed. I mean, it's changed their whole outlook on getting their hair done. And so when I saw that, I tried it out for a while. I mean, I probably tried it out on my clients for about 6 months. And then I said, I may be on to something, because I just, you know, they were just like shocked and in heaven, and I still hadn't found anyone else who was doing exactly what I had done. And so I hired an attorney through my Legal Shield providers, and I filed a provisional patent application. I'll file the actual patent application next year, but the provisional application holds my invention until then. And so that's why I'm at this point, you know, getting ready to really ramp up the marketing of it. I've been kind of quiet and using it primarily on my clients, but, you know, I will start to put it out in the market very shortly.
That's awesome. And the actual name of the product is called
No More TenderHeads.
No More TenderHeads.
No More TenderHeads.
No More
TenderHeads. And you know, I wanted it to say TenderHeads.
Right.
Because when I knew when it said TenderHeads that the people that needed it would know what it was immediately. People that don't need it don't know what TenderHead is. Okay, and so I wanted it, you know, it's kind of our term, you know, but I wanted it to be our term, and it's for people that have thick, you know, or curly hair who have had this issue with tender scalp or being tender-headed.
That is awesome, awesome
Yes.
product, awesome service, awesome salon. So you can just go and get everything done. Leave there with your hair done, your head feeling good, and all that good stuff. So as we close, I want you to share a little bit about, your great team, and also talk about your wonderful event that you have coming up,
Oh, thank you.
and then share how people can reach out to you to get your product or come to your salon.
Okay. Well, I'm truly blessed to have the team that I have with me. We have two other consultants, Sister Lock consultants in the salon, Yvette and Carolyn. And Yvette and Carolyn are excellent individuals. You know, they are really good for Sister Locks because they just give it everything. You know, they just give it everything. Their clients love them. I love them. I just couldn't help, you know, I couldn't ask for a better, work with a better group of women. And then I have the lovely Ashley, and Ashley is my part-time personal assistant, and she started out as a client and then also a lover of the No More TenderHead product. And when the position became available, she took it, and I was so happy about that. And so that's the four of us, that complete the Locks Forever circle. The event that you mentioned is on September 16th, and it is an event entitled Let's Move Virginia, Let's Move Woodbridge Expo.
Okay.
And it is inspired by, will always be my FLOTUS, Michelle Obama's initiative of Let's Move.
Awesome.
And what we do at Locks Forever is we try to stay involved in the community. And we try to offer our clients things beyond the hair service and all the, you know, niceties that we give them in the shop. And one of the things that concerns me about us is that statistically 4 out of 5 African American women are overweight. We are fabulous, you know, we are smart and we are beautiful. But as we hit 40 and above, we got to start doing a little more, you know, to keep ourselves healthy. And so I had this idea that the thing is, I like African dance. And I said, well, you know what? All it takes is that one thing. For you to find that one thing that makes you want to get up out of the bed in the morning and say, I'm going to go do that, whether it's tennis, whether it's, you know, Zumba or whatever. So what this event is designed to do is to offer about 8 different exercises in a day. And it's going to go from 9 to 2 at Competitive Edge Athletic Performance Center in Woodbridge, Virginia.
Okay.
We're going to have, just to name a few, yoga, African dance, cardio, kick butt. What else we have in Zumba? We have a HIIT, the high intensity interval training. We're having soul line dancing, which is going to be fun. So we're going to try to mix it up so it's not all like high energy, but you will have an opportunity to sample each and every one of these classes for 20 minutes. And then we'll have a little break in between where you can visit the vendors, and we'll have health and wellness vendors and you know, health screenings and things like that as well. It is open to the family. Awesome. And you can get more information about that by reaching out to us. Our website is locks-4-EVER.com. And you can find us on Facebook, which is where we're most active to get the most current and up-to-date information on everything we do. Facebook is our go-to, and we're just Locks Forever with no dashes or anything on Facebook. And you know, we are very excited about the program, and we're hoping that maybe we can do it not only this year, but do it again. And so hopefully when everybody leaves, they'll know what they want to get into.
That's awesome. We thank you so much for being a part of the show. This is awesome. So go to Facebook, Locks Forever. You can find Miss Van Horn. You can find information about No More TenderHeads. You can find it on Facebook, or is there another website?
You can find that on everything that we do, even our other products. You can find us on Facebook, and our website could take you right to our Facebook page too.
Excellent, excellent. So definitely go there to find information, and definitely go out to Woodbridge and support Miss Van Horn. She's doing, as you can see, she's not only doing hair, she's doing exercises. She's just doing some great things in the community out there. So thanks again for sharing. Thank you guys for checking in with Elite Conversations Unplugged again. We always appreciate your support. Go to EliteConversations.com to learn more about our services. And you can go to our YouTube page to see previous shows on EliteConversations.com. Again, my name is Darrell Spears. Thank you for joining us, and you have a great evening. Bye-bye.